how I created the measure was like this. I used the sum x formula actually. So it was like this: new measure gross sale equals sum x, and sum x will need a table number f sales, and then the formula of unit price, which is available here already. F sales unit price, unit sold, multiply by, we need to use the other table, so we cannot get from here because we are not in that table. So we use another function called related. We in the last time I used relationship, actually that was wrong. Is related function, and then we will be able to use anything here: the product retail price, and then we close the parenthesis for sum x, and we enter. Now we are able to get the F cells, this total value of the gross sale. So if you want to know how is it working or not, because we need to keep on checking it, we need to create a visual in the grid, and we can select the products name, and we can see what is the total sale. So we can say the where is it created? Our measure got created in gross sale. Oh, is it got created in the in this table, the budget for sale. But that's fine. We can take that, no problem. So you can see there are two measure. One is empty. One is we have created. The empty one was where we had error, so we can remove it, delete from here, delete from the model. And oops, sorry, what did I delete? Okay, yes, and then now we just only have this. So this is the first measure that we have created. You will see it's very small. You can adjust these numbers by going to visualization properties. The visualization works like this: you can select any type of visualization here, and if you need to adjust their property, like by increasing the size of everything, you have another folder called another format called format pane. Okay, yes, I'll show you the formula again. uh, Click on it, gross sale, and then you will see the formula. So the formula I will explain one more time. So the formula is sum x, not a sum, not a normal sum. The normal sum will not work on the calculation because a normal sum will just add all the things in the row. It will not do any calculations. If we need to do the calculation on each row first and then add it all together, then we need to use something called sum x, because it's an iterator function. What it does is it will go into F cell, it will look at each row, the unit sold, and it will pull up the related column, retail price from the D product sale. That's why we say retail related, because we are not in the F sales table. If you are in normal sum X, we don't need to use, I mean, if we are just using sum, we don't need to use anything else, or in calculate, maybe we don't need. But this is how I calculate it. Sum X, F sales unit sold, because we don't need to use related here because we are already in F sales table, into related. Related is because we want to pull up another column from another table. So we use related product, related price, retail price, and then we do. So what it does is for every single row, it calculate the unit price and see what is the related value of this product, because there is a product number also in that particular row. It will pull up the retail price of that product from the D product table and add it, and it will keep it into like a memory. and then it will do it for all the rows and add up all the value into this. So the benefit of measure is that if let's say we are it is not calculated anywhere, it's not stored anywhere, but it can be used anywhere. So now we have by product. If you know, if you want to know by Aspen, we can know. If you want to know by month sales, we can also know. So let's say we want to put the month on the columns, let's say month number or month name on the column here. So we can know by each month what is the sales for each month separately, right? This is how we can calculate it for each month for all the products. If we want to know, if we don't want to know by this, we want to know by year, we can know by year as well. Sorry, not by product. We can put into the column and remove the so here we have it by the sorry by sorry. Okay. So now you can see 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21 total for the sales, gross sale for this particular product. Some products were not sold in 2017. That's why there is no data here. In 2020, we have the data. So without calculating any column, without having any value, we are able to manipulate the data as we want it. Uh, there are other visualization which you may want to explore on your own, like the chart or the trends. We can use it if we click. So if we want to click, let's say we want to add one more table, one more visualization, which is the chart. So we one way, if you click on this visualization, this is one grid. If we click on it and click on another visualization, it will change this one into that new visualization. So in order to create a new one, we need to click outside of it so that it's not selected. And then we click on charts. We have clicked on charts already. So this is the chart. So let's say we just want to know the total sales by year. So on the x-axis, we want year. On the y-axis, we want the sales, the gross sales. Values, we want gross sales. Oh, sorry, gross sale is in the measure here on the values. So we can see in 2017 the sale was this, 2018 sale was this, 2019 sale dropped to 390, and in 2020 sales is higher. Or if you don't want to use this, you can use the stack chart as well. Now, the another benefit of this visualization or the Power BI is if let's say we select Aspen here. So the data is again only selected for the Aspen. The other visualization on this pane will also be filtered out by the data that we have selected. Or if we select only 2020, then all of them are gone. So this is a format needed. We can use this format here to say that do we want to show the other data here or we don't want. So if we select we don't want to see any other data, we can remove it. We can filter out that we don't want to see the data which is not required. So we need to change the properties of these ones. So if you click again, it will come all, right? That's the benefit of it. So moving on to the other measures. So now we have just calculated one. The one way of managing the measures is that we can put them in one table, so or one grouping. We can just create a grouping of it. For the time being, we can move this gross sale measure into our fact sales because that's where it belongs to. We can select the home table to F sales. It will not change anything. It will just move the gross sale from budget table to the fact sales table. That's it. That's the only thing it will do. The rest, it will not do anything. Uh, Now, ISO date we don't need here, so we can actually hide it so that it's not show unnecessary. Just hide it from here, so it will not show in the view. Product ID we don't need to see in the ID, so let's hide it also. It will just make our report view a bit cleaner. Sales rep, we can make it hide. If we are not deleting anything, we are just hiding them. And do it like this. So now we have a cleaner view. So let's say now we have a gross sale where we multiply the units sold with the retail price, but there is a discount factor also. So we need to again do the same thing by having a gross sale. So what we need to do, we have two way. One is we again do the sum x and we factor in the discount, or otherwise we can say okay, we don't need to use it the net sales. We can use the previous measure which we have already created. The previous measure is gross sale. So the formula is um, the discount is a discount percentage. So we need to use again sum x because we are again going into the formula. So let's say we want to use the sum x again on F sales and then comma. Now here we don't need to use the formula again, unit sold into the unit price. We can actually use the measure itself. So the measure at the moment we already have is the gross sale. So we write is the parenthesis, the big parenthesis, and we type gross sales and we tap it, and then now we have it multiply by 1 minus the discount, right? So the discount percentage, F sales discount percentage. And then we close the parenthesis. We close the parenthesis for sum x and then we add. Enter. Now we are able to get the net sales also. And the net sales is here. And now we can say, okay, we to make it simple, we just want to delete this for the time being so that we can see the impact of our calculations easily. And we don't want the month name, or sorry, remove this, or month or year for that matter. We just want the product, and then now we can click on new sales. So now we got the gross sale and the net sale, right? Now we got two things: gross sale, net sale. COGS is already a total. So for calculating the total cost, we don't really need a another measure, but we need a measure. We don't need the sum x because we don't need to have any further calculations on it. We can just click on. We can just make a normal one, total cost, because the COGS. So we can say sum of F sales COGS total, and then we close the parenthesis and then done. So now we have another measure called total sales. Oops, again, I put it in the digital D product. Let's move it to D sales. All our measures will be at the same place. Okay, now total cost, we put it here. Now we get our total cost. Now we need to see the profit because we don't have a profit here until now. So let's create a new measure again. Again is going to D product. No, sorry. Okay, I can move later on. And we want to create a profit, net profit, right? So net profit is going to be what? Uh, Gross sale, net sales minus the total cost. So instead of doing any other formula, we can just say gross sale minus the total cost. So that is the benefit of using the explicit measures. We can reuse them over and over again without any problems, and those are easy to fix. So here we move it to F sales, and then we can use it in the net profit. Okay. Oops, sorry. Remove it. Click on this expression and click on net profit. So we got net profit as well. So gross sale, net sales, total cost, and net profit. Net profit formula doesn't seem to be correct. So we can check it. Net sales is 81 million. Total cost is 49 million, but the net profit is 85 million. So that seems something wrong here. We can check. Oh, sorry. We use gross sale. So that's why it's better to check whether we are doing it right or not. Net sales. Net sales. Okay. And then we enter again. Okay, now we are okay. 81 minus 49 is 31 million. So now we are able to calculate the gas sale also. Okay, are you guys able to follow until now? Are you able to calculate the gross sale, net sale, total cost, and net profit? Can you just put into a chat box just quickly for me? Okay, thank you, Kimberly. If you guys have any question until now, you can ask. Now, actually, we can calculate the profit percentage as well, and the and any other thing which we want to create, or the top five products by using simple formulas of sum or divide. Like divide, we can create the divide formula for calculating the profit percentage for each product separately. So that's the way it's going to be easier, so that we can know what are the most profitable products. So even though it's like from net profit way, we know that quad is the highest profit making product, but is it the highest profit margin also or not? Let's see. That's the explanation we can do. So we create a new measure and we say profitability equals. So the profit is calculated by net profit divide by net sales. Enter. That's one way of calculating the measure. I will show you another way also. We will again. I put it again. D budget. I don't know why it always go to D budget. And then we click on it and add the profitability as well. And then we expand it. So now it shows percentage. There's one more thing that I we left to discuss was the formatting of this. So now you see the profitability is in the decimals, which we don't want to see in decimals. We want to see it in percentage. So we will click on the profitability, and now we can do the formatting here. So the formatting is the profitability percentage. So we can change the name to profitability percentage. Otherwise, it's going to be difficult to understand later on. And the profit percentage is we can change the format to be here as a percentage sign. Now you will see it as a percentage sign. And decimals we don't want to see maybe two decimal. We want to see only one or maybe zero. So let's make it to zero. So now here we see we have profit percentage 0. If we want to remove the decimals from here, we can also do that by going to format. Oh, sorry, not format here. Format in the measure itself. So gross sale, now we can change it to be either a currency or a decimal number or a whole number or a percentage. So let's say we change it to a whole number with a decimal. Of course, without decimal, it will not look good. And now we can see the gross sale is here. If you want to add it as a currency, you can add this as a currency also. We can go back to gross sale and add the dollar sign into it. So, but that's not the ideal presentation. The ideal presentation is decimal number with zero decimals. Okay. We can do the same for others, but that one I will leave it up to you how you want to do it. So now you can see, even though there are certain products which are loss making, even though this is the highest profit making product, is not the highest profitable also. The highest profitable is Yanaki, 51%. You can sort them by clicking on the arrow button here, and then you will be able to see who is the highest. The highest is this one, and then the another one are like this. So this is one way of analyzing the data. So you can explore the data again here, right? uh, if let's say we want to create, now this is fully flexible, we have not used any kind of filter here. If we want to use any filter over the number of years, let's say we want to use it only for 2020, so we could use that by dropping the cells by the all, and then at the moment is all, and we can change it to basic filtering by saying that I want to see only 2019 only, let's say. I don't want to see anything else. So that's how it is. Or if you want to know the profitability by year, you could see that. But this is how we can play around with the data. But let's say if you want to compare the 2018 sale versus 2019 sale, how will you do that? We don't have we have not created a last year sales, and we have not, even though we can get the sales here. Let's say we want to get by sales by month, we can click this, we can ignore this, we can click on this measure, and profit percent profitability we remove, total cost we remove, net sales we remove, net profit we remove, and we just use a year into our columns. Now we have it. Now let's say we want to know what is the growth rate over 2018, 2020 over 2019. In Excel, it's easy to calculate. You just copy paste and calculate a percentage. It's easy, but it's not easy here because we don't have the last year sales. We don't have columns for doing that. So how do we do that? So we need to create new measure for calculating the sales for the previous year. So how do we do that? There is a formula for it. Click on new measure. Say sales last year. So last year, same month, or last year itself, we can calculate, right? So sorry, equals. So for calculating the time intelligence formulas, we need to use the formulas, which is where we use calculate. So calculate is something which allows us to create filters by our own. Filters can also be created here, but if you want to fix the filters in the formula itself, then we need to use a formula called a function called calculate. So let's say calculate. So calculate is a expression, is a function which creates fixed filter onto the expression. So expression we need to give. So expression was the total sales. We know total sales. is there already. Total sales we already have calculated. Oops. Sorry, it's a net sale. Net sales. Now we want to filter it by the last year. So filter it by the last year, same period. So how do we do that? There are two ways where we can do it. One is same period as last year. There is a formula function already built in into the same period last year. You can see here same period last year. So if you are calculating the last year sales, then it you can calculate same period last year. It will just get the dates only. So the date formula in our case is the date, and then we close the parenthesis, and then done. So finish. That's only what we need to do. So measure is created. We move it to the F cells. I'm sorry, it's never go to F cell automatically. Okay, now we can use this cell. Let me move the year to the rows so that we can see it clearly. Aspen in 2017, what was the sale? So we can compare it. Gross sale. Oh, we actually created net sale last year, same as same time sales last year. So we can say it's a gross sale. We can change it gross sale last year. Instead of big name, we can use a smaller one, and we can use the change the measure instead of net sales. We can use gross sale. Okay, and update. So it will update itself. And now we can use gross sale last year into the table. And now you can see it's picking up the gross sale of this year. I don't know if you can see this or not. Let me make it slightly bigger by going to format, style, no, not in style, in general, not in general, column headers, make it 15, and then, oh, maybe 12 is, I think is enough. And then we go to the row headers, also 12. This is the format. You can actually change the format of all the aspects of your visualization. Row headers, column headers, and the values. So values are also here. The values were 10. We can change it to 12. So now you will be able to see a bit bigger. Let me change that to 14. Maybe it will help. So it's bigger now. And also we can change the subtotals and the grand totals. The color is different. We can make the color different. We can make the font different. We can make the size different. Whatever we want to do, we can do it here. It's pretty flexible in that sense. Okay, so now you will be able to see we have created a measure. Aspen sales for 2017 was 3261, 2018 is 49,130, and last year was 32,261. And this is what you can see here. Gross sale is 32, so it matches, right? Uh, if let's say instead of year we had months, so month name, yeah, month name is better. Month name is here, and we remove the year. Okay, and we need to click on any one of them first just to see how is it. Here you can see, oops, it's not sorted correctly, but even though we can still see January is December sales, and December and February is going to be the January sales. last year. It's not working that well. Let me sort that first. So the sorting is going to be done by a different method, because this is a text, it's not a date. That's why the sorting is by April, August, by alphabetic order. So in order to fix this, we need to go into the table itself, date table, and select the month name here, and then we say month name. We have an option here, sort by column, because sometimes we need to we cannot sort them by their own column. We need to sort by some other column. So let's say we want to, because this is a number, month number is a number, so we can sort by month number. So if we do that, and now we go back to our visualization, you will see it has sorted out January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. The figures does not match because we have removed the year filter. If I add the year filter, then it will be matching. Yeah. So 2017 has no prior number. That's why there's no nothing. 2018, the prior year is 2017. So the 709 will be the last year sales for 709, instead of and 1 million. So now we can calculate the same year as last year. If we want to do only by quarter, we can do by quarter as well. Let's say we do by quarter. Again, quarter will not match because quarter is affected by the number of by the years. So we need to have years again here, and then we will be able to see by quarter as well. So that's the date form date function that we have created is useful for getting this functionality. Otherwise, we will not be able to get this functionality. Now, let's say we want to get this is last year. We want to get a year to date sales. So how do we do that? So we need to create a new measure for it again. We select the F cells, otherwise it will go into the budget again. New measure. Let's say we want to create a year to date net year to date net sales. Now, how do we do that? So we could use year to date sales by using again calculate function, calculate, because we are all filtering the same expression. The expression remains the same, net sales is not going to change. The only thing will change is the filter, how we are filtering it, because we want to fix the filter, and we don't want it to be determined by the report filters. So these are report filters. So we want fixed filters. So the year to date sales will come from there's a function here, dates YTD. Dates MTD means month to date, dates quarter to date, and dates year to date. So you can have three here, right? So let's say dates year to date. Again, it will ask me what is the date. So the date is the date and date column. Now, for year to date, it always asks what is the year end. If we want, we can give, otherwise, it will take the calendar year date as a default. If you want to give any other date, let's say your financial year end on 30 June. So if you give June year end date as 6/30, 6/30 and 2020, it will take a month, date, and year. It will take that as a ending date, and it will calculate a year to date sales from July to June. So we take it default and then we click enter. Now we have a year to date sales for our business. Now that was all the measures that we wanted to create. Is there anything else? I mean, there are many other measures like month to date, year to date, same period as last year. Uh, sales between a particular date, sales from the lifetime since the beginning of the company. We could use all those functions, but at the moment, there's no value in creating these functions here because otherwise the time will run out. What I wanted to discuss next, apart from the measures, was the visualizations itself. Even though we have touched base them a little bit, I want to explain a little bit more about what type of visualizations you can and when you should use them. Now you by looking at this for some time, you will get an idea of we can change the visualization, let's say from this to line chart, where we can see the we don't want to get the axis. Axis is the product. We don't want the values, too many values. Let's say we remove it, and then we remove the year and the quarter. So now 2017, 18, 19. We can see it. It's look like this. Or we can see by month, which month is usually the month name. So it always will be. So we can see which month is we are having the highest sales. So we have busy in April, May usually, and we are very busy in November, December. Even though we have not done the year here, but it does not really matter a lot. We can do that as well. We can drill down. So there is a drill down and drill up option. So that's why I'm showing you these two options, because there is an option for us to drill up and drill down. So you will see on the right hand corner there are certain controls for us. If we are creating the hierarchies like this, like month and year, we are able to drill up and drill down from here. So if you drill down, oh, it's not going there. Oh, because is we have not, I think we have not created the hierarchies yet. So if let's say I want to create, oh, it's done. Oh, it's doing. Sorry. So year is, if the year is the highest, so we cannot go up. If we want to go drill down, means it will be creating the monthly sales. Why it's not creating? Go to the next level in the hierarchy. Okay, so here the next level in hierarchy is the month. So we are able to get by month. So this is the we can create up and down into the hierarchy. We can create the filters into the visualization, and we can put it into focus point. We can go back to report, and we can export the data, show the table as a data. We can put it as a spotlight if we want to do it. If we have multiple charts, we could use this function as a spotlight. Means it will highlight this and the fade the rest. So let me make it a smaller, and then maybe we can create a bit of more visualization. So let's say we want to know the sales person, or sales by region. So we have region. Where is the region? Sales rep. In this region, we have, let's say we want to create a stack chart, right? And we create we create the regions here, and we want to calculate the net profit by region. Oh, there is only one region, blank. That's very strange. Let me see if we can get the category sales. Okay, category we can. I don't know why we are not able to create the. So this is the profitability by product. If we want to know the product itself, we can add the products as well into this category. So even though it's not showing here, but it has created a hierarchy where we can drill down and drill up into the products. So this is the way that you can sometime you want to give users an option to drill down and drill up higher and lower. So you need to create hierarchies. And the one way to create hierarchy is put the two measure into the one box or create hierarchies from here. So you can say category name and category is the hierarchy. Create a hierarchy. So creating a hierarchy means you need to create a hierarchy by category name and by also the product. So you can put it into here. But at the format for the timing, we don't need to create a hierarchy. Delete from the model unnecessary. Okay. Now this is the this. Let's say we want to use any of this. There are some other measures which are very important that we want to use. The one is the card method, which is here. Where is that? Card, single card, KPI, not KPI, multi-row card, single row card, card. Oops, sorry. I accidentally changed the previous one. Uh, so we can change it back to the trust chart. If we want to add another one, we just need to unselect the existing ones and create new one by selecting a row card. So the row card is means that we want to know what it is totally. So let's say we want to know the net profit of the company in total. So it will just give one number around it and it will tell what it is. If you want to know more than one, let's say we want on the top of a dashboard, we want to show the key numbers. All right, we want to show the sale, total profit, total percent or profit percentage. We can show, we can change it to multi-card, and we can use net sales, net profit, net sales, and profitability. So it has created three aspects of it. You can increase them. We can increase their amount in the formatting. So we can go to format and create different card visuals. We want outline or not. We want outline maybe on the bottom only or on the left, or we want a frame. So let's say we want a frame. We put a frame here, and then we go back again. Sorry, we need to create a visualization, and then we create the format, and then we want to change. Do we want a title? We want a title. We can add a title here. Otherwise we don't need a title. We can remove it. We can change the data labels, the size, and the text, the font also. We can do many other type of changes here, right? So that's the visualization. Now, let's say we have created a visualization like this, or this is our dashboard. Now we want to share it with others. How do we share it with others? The last time we were discussing was the share. So sharing is pretty simple. You just have to click on, once you finish it, save the file, because without saving you cannot share. We cannot publish without saving. So let's say we save it as a in our folder, final workshop file, and now we are ready to share it. Publish. For publishing, it will ask you the Power BI account number. My workspace, since I have already logged in, it will just ask my workspace. So I my workspace and select it shared. Uh, Now here is publishing. Actually, will take some time. Publish. Open the no. In Power BI. It's a Power. We already done it. So let's say I want to check whether it's done or not. So where did I open my account? Let me see. Power BI, Microsoft.com, sign in. So this is my workspace, and now I can see what do I have shared here in my workspace. Uh, I have multiple reports here actually. Final workshop file. So we click on final workshop file in my workspace, and now I'm able to share it. Now from here I can share with my colleagues, if I have colleagues. It asked me to buy a pro license. I don't have a pro license, so I will not share it, but you can now share same, send it by email, send it by links, or export the files, or whatever you want to do with this Power BI. So that was a brief introduction of Power BI. Now I think we are open for question and answer session, because I feel you have multiple questions. You may have a lot of questions. So now you can unmute yourself, and if you want to show me something, you can show, or you want to ask me by verbally, you can ask. Yes, date is a hierarchy. You're right. If we just pull the date column into the, I mean, we can try that out. Let me share the file again, the Power BI. Let's say we go to the final workshop here, and in this visualization we use where we use here we use the year and a month. Let's say we don't want this, we cross it, and we use simple date. Date itself is a hierarchy. You can see here it's now starting with 2018, 19, 20. Correct? It show like this. Oh no, it is not a hierarchy yet. It doesn't show a hierarchy because it's 2017-18 is by month, by day, so it's just showing it the total. It does not show as a hierarchy. Maybe if I convert this into a hierarchy, create a hierarchy, and I create date hierarchy. Date, I create a date hierarchy and remove the date and use the date hierarchy. Yeah. And now I will be able to use this date hierarchy. Still cannot use it. We can still create a data hierarchy, but I guess I need to check a little bit more, and then I will let you know. Any other question?